Ski.
Ayoba
Mr. Western
Ness.
Chirisa.
Mr. International Condizo doing the international things.
What it do, my bro? Did you say?
Out here gallivanting, globetrotting, this, that, and the other. Yeah.
This is not even international business. This is father of two business. You look at those two kids and this is father of two business.
This is Fambani Kambezo. Kademo.
Traga usavi business. Did you say, my bro? How's it going?
It's Utanemseve business.
Utanemseve time. How's it going?
No, I like that. Yeah, not bad. I've been an office bastard. How the mighty have fallen.
No, what do you mean? How the mighty have fallen is so you went to your other job, Mr. Keep a Job.
Mr. Jobs, Mr. Mabasa, Steve Mabasa,
Job Sikar, Job Chiri,
Job kukwenya Chirisa. Oh my days,
man! But yo, shout out! This is episode 62. Just quickly, we had to throw a little something on the social so that our people know we hadn't dished them. We actually
proof of life.
Proof of life. We just wanted to let you guys know. No. It's not good. People are gallivanting, and so last week, the technicals hit us. I'm pretty certain you guys can hear the audio sounded a little different. It was recorded in hotel rooms on hotel Wi-Fi. So at some point the episode just disappeared. But we had recorded a belter of an episode. I really felt good about that. But instead of binning the whole thing and just saying, we just wanted to throw, 26 morsel of something,
Just a little sand.
Yeah.
Something to nibble on.
So that's how that foods. My finger foods to my something.
My hors d'oeuvres.
Have I told you the story about how, like, I think 2015, 2016, I think I've told you this story. I don't know if I've told it on this podcast though. So 2015, Doma days, Tichirima streets, chaga. So there's this girl that I liked, in Kumagamba, quite kwa something. And usually my days Kumagamba can every to my something. Yaunza to my finger foods, to my chichichi. In dream get to it. I mean, right now I'm get to it, but I'm get to it and so to my finger foods. My days were my finger foods. Chan wori chikaf chidig.
So ngori miseve.
Yangairo mse. Saka ndaitozoti kana tukauya tuma finger foods rozoti right kutoenda then ndatoseva zvanazo zvatokwana. Saka I invite this girl to chi. But again, remember, kuti ndiri kufunga as mgeto kuti ndiri kutofunga kuti tovatanongochibaranidza this is a date chikafu chitoripo and it's creative chichipa some fun. Saka several birds with one stone again. Saka auya papa say ndanonga chichi anoza kanenge kari ka plate ka sauce vamwe vaizoisa tuma spring roll tumachichi indakangoenda pabhao rehuku ndikangoti huku wing bapiru ndikabva ndanozvigarira pasi chi nesqueeze yangu anoona takurova pepe yangu vaikurova inini semugeto yetu decorum yanga asati yavepo yekuti zvinhu zvoita sei ndakamatsenga mabhonzo iwawo shit ndakamarova
I gotta say that one there, right? Are you being true to yourself? Is it balance? Or is it a display of I'm comfortable in my own skin?
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's just a team comfortable, however way. I didn't even realize this was an issue until 2 days later. Otherwise I wouldn't even be bringing up because she just looked at me and said,
Nah. So you
So
see, right? So this is what I was about to say. Kuti, please, my baddies, my BFFs, Mazimba. I can understand. Okay, so I'll tell you a similar experience. Uh, the my ribs,
yeah.
right? I got some ribs. The thing like a Chinese sign, what no. I'm with the Eastern European babes.
Yeah.
Uh, tapping down my wings, Pepe. So now I'm not even paying attention to the like
Right.
ka post midnight
Yeah.
snack magumbeze
Right.
mamanchiza
Matopinda shift.
titori vabatwi vajehovha at this point, you know. Kanda bonzo msaidu kanda bonzo msaidu zvanzi ndipona ngirikinika plastic rauri kana mabhonzo ako ndaunza kaplastic pakati penhangirikini vaanokanda bonzo, and then I looked at bonzo rake. So you know my ribs, you know the cartilage nechibvuta
Yeah.
chiri around cartilage intact. I was like
Takutamsa mari. What in the
ndakati ndo goulash manje, that's the good stuff.
what in the
What are
Zimbabwean
we,
government is this wasting?
what is
What is
this?
what is what in
What
the
are we
Zimbabwean
doing?
government is this frivolous eating?
Frivolous. This
Frivolous.
frivolous spending.
Huh?
Hapana audit. Hapana mna ari audit kuti zvodi.
What in the Trabablas interchange are you doing here? Pama
Bro,
Ribza?
and you know, and you know, I thought kuti zvoni I
Aye.
done so well in restraining myself. Kusashishina the so, you know, when you bite the cartilage cheche and then there's a soft tip depending on how well they cooked. I actually held back. I was like, nah, let me leave
And
it
then
there.
because under
By
normal circumstances ka tiri tu ka tatoona kuti my ingredients bhonzo renhingire rakambogadzirwa nei kwomukati. What?
what's this mongo thing? What's this bone marrow? Ngorudya nzimbe.
What did she say? What did she say?
No, she didn't say anything, but I could tell as she threw her bone in the bone packet, I could sense kuti aona bonzo rangu ne bonzo rake, and in that moment, I'm sure she was like, "Hey,
God.
marijga mdara, marishishina." But my point is, amongst my Zimbabweans,
Yeah.
I think it would be very disingenuous for someone to say, Matsenga Bonzerere, because between you and I, we both know what Dayton City under
Yeah.
these settings, Bonzerago they were shishina like that. So
No,
don't
yeah.
come at me.
I think to be fair to her, I think she just expected a certain, because in her mind she also treated it like a semi-date. So she expected a certain kakunyara keke.
Etiquette, date like etiquette.
Kekuti boys rinenge tichizvitswinya kuti mazi ndozodya ndasvika kudheni kana kuti ndinosvika ndadya. Saka isu taitodambura bapiro waiza. Zvaiva zvekutoriita kunge tisitatorivhima huku yacho.
Take me as I am.
Wakambodya mawings yekuti zvo panoshayikwa evidence yekuti wamba chidya mawings.
What is this? It looks like masamba. It looks like teabag ramwauga.
Zvekuti imbwa ikapfuura nepamabhonzo apa inogona kuridza tsamwa kuti abari musandijairire. Muda ndine sei ko zviita makuita. Zviita makuita chikoti. But ladies and gentlemen, we just got into it. We just got into it. We haven't even played
That's
the intro
funny.
song, man.
Yeah. Hit him, slap him with that.
Yo, imi unganayitimbo sasa pano panika nyaya kari kupisa. We just wanna talk about it machitsika. Welcome, oh you know what time it is. Send it to your friends so they also be a part of this. You cannot describe what you feel, huh? We're taking Zimbabwe to the world, huh? Yeah, this is Black and Forth. Welcome, this is Black and Forth.
Ladies and
Let's
gentlemen,
go.
welcome back. Welcome back. It's your favorite podcast back again. Mr. Western Chirisa is in the house.
Mr. Candizo International Bar 2. What is in the hizzy?
Broadcasting live from Harare.
Where you
It's
broadcasting from? I see the
this
settings.
week,
What's that?
yeah, well, this is C Media. Just
All right.
just brought my equipment and said, yeah, I'm Sila. But shout out to C Media, man.
Nematambudziwe screen that made me crease. Sorry. And I know in your head you killed it. I know you was like foresight. You see me, yeah. I stay working. I stay grafting. I'm a need a monitor.
So,
never miss a beat on the graft. Could die.
let me tell you something even worse. That's not even my screen. That's my Maita screen. Because you remember my screen.
Yours is wide.
Yeah, like my screen. So I was like, so in my head, I was like, even packing wise, even when she shig up at airport, boys there Zimra would be like, I can't do.
What did you say?
Cannot
do.
You know. So I was like, so she had a smaller screen that she had got like that had just been, no one was using it. So I was like, yo, can I have this screen? And she was like, bet. You don't need. So like I wrong it that she I put in padding mukati menhingiri. It was
bubble wrap.
I don't know how hard they threw my suitcases, man. I know they definitely threw my suitcases because my suitcases were some of the last suitcases to come out. And my suitcases were meant to be the first because I didn't got a priority take. So they were meant to come out first, but those I was waiting for my bags for like half no. Because ndakapfekawo futi zvekuti anga ari ma30 saka paitori nesuspicion yayo kunzi umutogora kumuhwina nasi. It was buggered, bro. It was no that and I didn't even realize.
Okay, what in the Trabablas is,
bro?
This man. I've got a feeling what is Zitara. It's you're at a point where Zitara got no flag or not be Zimbabwe.
I hope not.
You can't convince me otherwise.
I hope zvekudandipa mastand. I hope zvekudandipa something. I hope not zvekuendeswa kutourism kuremand.
Someone no one always got the joke could the Mike Chimombe wing. Hey, are the man still in there?
I mean, it's a comprehensive exchange program, so they want to exhaust all courses available. Tobuda auto digos. What course?
Mugabe style. 7 my degree.
Before we get into it, just wanted to quickly give a big shout out to everybody that's came out and showed love to the little teaser that we threw out. A lot of conflicting. Anzi Namunya, I'm loving this unfiltered Munashe, which is confusing to me because I don't know if there's ever a time where you've been.
Has there ever been a filtered Munashe? I don't know. Man.
I don't know.
But I like. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, big shout out to Munya. Anzi na Vox 9058 as an individual who is not a creator of BFF, but I was kumbombera kwe Zimfest because it was my first ever Zimfest. I was in the mix. I can't lie. For me and my people that I came with, Redodo, apologies to Kandoro and Muna. I didn't see it, All I know is that I had a good time. And if you're going to be in your feelings about an event that had 29,000 people, 29,000 people have their own personalities, do better. As the boy said, Itori Jene, and the Convoy is doing the same. Big shout out to you, Vogt. Everybody was complaining about the 26 minutes. And that's, yeah. Then there's a
Sorry,
guy,
Ronnie.
there's someone who said, I'm trying to find. Someone who said Kandoro is an apologist for Winky D, the same as he is for Fadzi and Nelson. Winky D at Zimfest is getting old. Year in, year out. You know he's the act on the main stage. That's why Munashe was not on the main stage. Winky D is redundant at this point. If they want to attract people back to the main stage, they have to move from Winky D. Unfortunately, Candizo will defend absolutely anything, everything to do with those folks. Muswacha criticize Akanachin, one Pavari Magetsa, Afaka and Zimbabwe. Is that not the point that I was making, Munashe, in the episode that came out?
Yeah, no, and even prior to that, I think it's the episode before, if not the episode
Was I
before the
not the one
before.
saying kuti they can use the Winky D money?
You actually said this. Yeah, this system yokuti zvoni we venerate vanhu to the point yokuti zvoni they are critique proof. You actually brought up Winky D as an example, as kuti zvoni iyo nyaya yematouch note, the Nangirkin is what no.
Have I
Yeah,
not? Are there not at least 3 episodes of propaganda that criticize Triple C and by extension Nelson Chamisa?
hey,
And
you've been
how
cooking
many?
Chamisa, bro. Even Panab. You literally have a John 14 verse 1 joke as part of one of your tours.
Ndenge ndisingadi kunzi ndiri munhu ari rude kana kuti ari condescending, but this munenge mune mawords amemuda kukanda here kuti apologist musingazivi kuti apologist zvorevei, because I shudder to think kuti if I don't think that there's any version of life where you can call me even a passionate Winky D fan. I like Winky D. I don't think I've ever participated in any Winky D conversations where he's being ndikatopfuura ndikatoona Winky D actually slandered up. Ndinotongopfuura because I don't feel any particular attachment to
Winky, and then you can
I am a bigger Jab Praiser fan than I am a Winky D fan. But even pane pachobikwa Jab Praiser, ndinotongopfuurawo nekuti vanhu vanenge vashonigirina. Like
each to their own.
The problem, because I think there's people who make impressions about people based off things that they probably see maybe my clips. And I would even wonder, could my clips happen on that imply that I'm a Nelson Chamisa fan? And my tweets where I don't know where I'm a Fadzi fan. Maybe last week Taiti Fadzi in Europa. And that amounts to us saying that she's in a I don't know, man.
That was an objective truth.
I think it places us at a crossroads. Tikatanga kuita ma conversations anotanga from a place of labeling, because there is so many things that I could label Mona apart this opinion based off their opinion. Based off opinion, there's so many, but it makes my conversations that unnecessarily aggressive. Because can I only suggest the same thing that I suggested? It tells me that you didn't listen to any of the things that I said. You already had an impression of me that you shared. Because can I Winky D having Winky D redundant at Zimfest when it's the very thing that I was saying, and is two picks and apache, or what is even led to
that conclusion. But anyway, people are welcome to their opinions. Like I said, in Angwa and internet, I don't.
Then someone said, I don't really get this at all. Maybe I'm just too old to follow. What is the story here? I missed the plot. Maybe I'm just used to more structured podcasts. Excuse me, but you lost me. Excuse me, but you lost me. Nigga, we don't care.
We never had you. we obviously never had you.
And we don't care.
And that's fine.
Ah, 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 my friend. Move, man.
Move, bro. Move, fam. Move, man. You lost me. You
Hey,
lost me.
Wanu.
So you see the thing is, right. I can read through such veiled insults, Kudaro, because you see what that person was doing. They were giving room for plausible deniability. You can't come out and say, "I've taken about podcast." Say what? No, you see, I don't want to kuruma chifuridzire. Maybe I don't know. Maybe andizive. I don't know. Maybe inini I'm used to. When really the subtext in that is you feel like guys, you might are just moving haphazard. This is dead. I'm off. Say that. I would respect you if you say that.
In a world of
No,
a
no, no, no,
million
no, no,
seven
no.
hundred podcasts, the podcast that you didn't get is the one that you felt passionate enough to leave a comment, my friend. My friend, go to the podcast that you are used
And
to and leave the people that are used to this chaos to
it
enjoy this
baffles
chaos.
me. It baffles me when you're reading a sea of comments and nothing strikes you. Kuti comment yangu inini ndega ndio iri a little
I
contrary.
I
Like
feel
there's
like there's people that take pride in that. I feel like the people because they then see
I'm the
themselves
other.
as kuti,
I go against
yes,
the
kuti,
grain.
but they don't even think of themselves as going against the grain. They think of, oh, everybody here drank the Kool-Aid. They are on the bandwagon. Inine, I'm the objective one. I can see this for what it is, and this is chaos. It's not disorder. It's. Hey, man, we're not going to hold you. We're not going to hold you.
Yeah,
This
go
podcast
listen
that
kunene
this,
structure.
I
Go
mean,
go
this
listen yekuti
podcast.
zvonikana wapedza 1 year over zvoni right. Chapter 2.
In that same vein, there's at least 18 comments, people saying that 26 minutes is too short. But
It doesn't cross your mind.
it doesn't. But this week, Mdara,
It's a packed one.
It's a packed one. So before we get into the chaos of this week, just want to say big up Shoko Festival. I'm going to be performing on the 25th of September, which is the day after my 33rd birthday. So I'm very excited about that show.
Icho chimfana changu.
Hey, big up Mfana Wamnashi.
Mfana on.
So 33rd birthday Shoko Festival on the 25th. Come, let's celebrate. Tickets are on shokofestival.co.zw. Get those tickets. I hear Kuti. I haven't been following, but I hear Kuti they're moving quite crazy. So please avoid any disappointment. Get out. I'm also going to be performing at the Nairobi Comedy Festival on the 17th. Is it the 16th? I think it's the 16th or 17th of August. So
Nice.
So if you're in Nairobi, come, my people. It's going to be fun performing some of Africa's finest comedians. Dr. Hilary Okello performing against Vafa from South Africa. Justine is also there, so I'm very excited. Also, other comedians that I haven't had the opportunity, heavy hitters. So it's a packed one.
I love that.
Yeah. And then there's a few projects that we're going to be announcing as we go, but those are the main things that I just wanted to share with you guys. Regarding this week, Mr. Chirisa, tutangira papi. Let me see if I can turn my cap around.
Tutangira papi. Tutanga local, kana tutanga international, lazy. To just say what we do. Where do we
give us the international? I'll give us the local. Give us the international. I'll give us the local.
In international news, well,
yep.
I don't know if you've been following this. It's a little tabloidy, but this is all the hype that's been the internet for the past couple of days.
Yeah.
Have you come across this lady who is obsessed with a psychiatrist?
With her psychiatrist? No, I haven't. I missed it. What's happening?
Vanhu vari kupenga kunze uko.
Is
Like,
this on TikTok?
yes, this is it's spilled over. I mean, it started as a Reddit. Like nyadziri funky dziri juice that they always start off as a Reddit thing.
Saka, what's
So
happening?
there's this lady, I believe her name is Kendra. She touts herself as a yoga instructor and ADHD coach, right? Which peeves me off because it removes the credibility and whatnot. It makes one not in the HD you feel, which is why I'm like, okay, get out of here, man. Anyway, so this lady was scheduled to have these sessions with the psychiatrist. I mean, from the minute you're having to have my sessions with a psychiatrist, not a therapist, psychiatrist, it already means panika. And she's then, and this is an incredible delve into the psyche of the modern day leftist Kool-Aid drinking liberal ainda sofa to the left. And this girl is so convinced that her psychiatrist was manipulating her into falling in love with him. Yeah. And she was like, this guy knows how obsessed I am with him, but he's so good. He's so professional. And at each turn, there's contradictions. He's so good. He's so professional. He knows what he's doing. He coaxed me into making me fall in love with him. And she then comes out and says, I am absolutely in love with this man, but because he's so good at what he does, he made me fall in love with him. Brother, this man's career is on the line because she took it upon herself to then go on to chat GBT therapy and then she'd read her chat GBT responses, and from her own narration and description of how this guy is taking the news. I mean, at some point in one of the sessions, she full on tells him, I had a dream, you and I made love right here, Patebui and whatnot. And then she was like, I could see what but that's him being so good at what he does. So I know he led me into it. It's brother,
Are they getting this woman help?
I think right now at this point, the best thing people can do for her is to just ignore her because she's clearly reveling in the attention that this case is bringing.
Yeah.
Albeit everyone engaging with it is saying, you are fucking nuts. Which
I don't think does anything can Africa that level of mental well-being.
I'm not even doing this scandal justice because there's just so many touch points.
I'll look it up.
And until you actually hear the things that she's spewing, she's like, I don't even wear contacts, but I'm wearing these glasses in case he sees this video because he told me he likes these glasses. They're his favorite glasses. At the same time, she's criticizing him for making her fall in love with him, but she's also saying he's so professional. But then she's using the fact that he was so professional and he was setting out these breadcrumb boundaries and whatnot. So much so she's saying the fact that he's setting out these boundaries and whatnot is a mind game. You see what he's doing. He's spinning me into his. Hey, and everyone was like, "Ma'am, it's It's nuts. Oh my god. You
That's
have to
crazy.
go down the rabbit hole, Wigga, and then you'd be like, yo, which is why, again, I don't argue no one by internet
Nah, you
because
can't.
we are
You can't.
tweeting and commenting amongst vanhu vasina kutokwana, bro. Like vasina.
Yeah, in that same vein of I guess ambition could also be translated as sakwana if it doesn't materialize in the way that but I guess this story is more along line of like
No,
ambition. No, the one
this.
that I'm about to share. Because the
Oh,
streets
okay,
are saying,
okay.
yeah, the streets are saying Kuti Sulumani Chimbetu kind of like, was like
Moved
what it
to
do,
Gucci
what it
Grace.
what it do
What
to
that
Gucci
is?
Grace.
And some common asura visible boots.
And
But
I
then he
was
denied the
like,
allegations. He came out and
I
denied the allegations.
I
He said,
am
"I don't.
I
Who
would
me?"
I would hope he does, because I think that the thing that makes it plausible for people to think it's within the Chimbetus to do that, because Simon and Opa, there's that whole, his father
Ooh.
moved to, legend
Wanaka
says
appetite
allegedly,
ke wanaka appetite
so
ke allegedly wanaka appetite ke vanhu
allegedly, you know. And to
Chimrenga
be fair,
affiliated.
no, but aside Chimrenga affiliate, these are baddies. You look at
And yeah,
Opa
they
and
are
you
bad.
can see it. You
I
can
can
see
see
that
the
this,
yeah, I can see the
you know,
reasoning.
this is someone who in her day would lead men to down the tools and say, Nasa skushuda anyone. Nasi, no one is getting shot because, Opa said so. I can see that.
That's
And the
powerful.
same thing with Grace. At some point, that Nico was getting hella wheelchairs because Grace was the because Grace was the patron. The good
Man, wheelchairs, bro.
the good people of Daniko never lacked for anything, bro. Like
Man,
never.
wheelchairs. Man said they're
Because
getting hella wheelchairs. You are that. Oh,
Grace
behave.
was a baddie, bro. My point is these are women that you don't need like you hear that and no one needs to explain why. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
No one
Yeah, no,
needs to explain to thank you because we
yeah,
can see it.
listen, I've
But
always
god
told
damn
you,
it, Sulu.
growing up, Grace been for me. Hey, Grace been. I've been crushing on our first lady, yo.
I can imagine. Can you imagine the number of kids that were actually named Grace in the 90s because of Grace?
Wouldn't be surprised.
Like, do you get what I mean? Do you get what I mean? Because
Wouldn't be
she was
surprised.
the like she was that girl.
No, she was. Yo,
And how old was she
everybody,
celebrating 60?
everybody knew she's the nation's baddie. Like everybody. For me, I've always said it was a
It's
source of
actually
pride. Could you,
it's
Ronnie, listen.
my first lady.
You see,
And,
our country, first lady, for me, dog. I don't know about y'all niggas, but
na- actually, when you look back in retrospect, because of what Grace looked like, it also makes sense how that scandal was kind of swept under the rug. Because remember that was a very big scandal in terms of like how that relationship has started while Sally was sick, and by the
yeah,
time
yeah,
sick
yeah, yeah,
kids had
yeah,
been born
yeah,
and blah blah
yeah,
blah.
yeah,
But you
yeah,
remember
yeah.
how like Nyai, everyone was just like
Nah, him, Muroro, Jambire, Muroro Nyika, Muroro. Hey, msatishishire Muroro wenu Nyika, please, please.
everyone
But
was just like
look at that.
come,
But come on,
look at the materials.
like,
Look at the
come on,
materials. like like
like, Jimpu
like
Nyika, come on.
if you're going to do escapades, at least if you're bringing that.
At least with that, fine. Fair and fine.
The
Okay.
whole country colluded into sweeping that. Everyone was like, "Vamwe sims I carpet, vamwe to try it."
Deira murume wangu suduruka nditsvaire suduruka.
Bro. Because she was
Yeah.
celebrating 60 years old, like over the weekend. And even at 60, she can scam a few niggas out of hella wealth.
Easily.
She can scam a.
Easily.
But yeah, I do hope.
But hey, my boy shot is short. What can I say?
I hope it's a lie, because that would be a world of pain. I hope it's a lie. Like Sulu just got a Benz from Wicknell just now. Clearly not in the same league.
I hope it's true.
Clearly not in the same league.
I hope it's true.
Why?
For
content purposes.
The story, for the juice, for the narrative, for the thrill of it.
I don't know if it was a filter that he was using per video yakabudisa, but it looked like ambozvuzvurudzwa mujecha mishana, because it looked like a video mfana record a video so we can refute. I hope it was a filter. I hope it was a filter.
Oh, but then that speaks to something that you discussed a little while ago regarding their place and the protection the former first family has been afforded by the current regime, considering the transition of power that happened. That
I mean,
and in many ways it validated what you said.
Did you see that guest list? Did you see who was there? You see,
I see.
It was a proper. Hey, Jagapera. Sorry. Hey. Let's move on.
You good, Jay?
Urbo. Hey, puta mino. Taso vana sauno duchema. Yakaitika hango masoro.
Yakatambika, come on, atatoboso.
Igokora from time to time. Ani makambonditawo here. Ani makambonditawo.
Nani mamure sorry mfana ngiribo.
Ani mamure sorry.
Ndochike mchacho sa.
Anomuona but anomuona kuti jena tambobata.
Andruwana muchinaro.
Anomuona muchinayo.
We could have been.
Aiwa ningirini ma flash wounds aya anobhora aiwa. Maningirikina. Tazuka tozesa ukatosa. Pata check up ukatosa.
Dzimdanga. It's okay.
Andruona. Isa elastoplast wotoluka saneli.
Ora dilemma.
Nah, man. Speaking of still in the same line here, my baddies and whatnot. We do have an upcoming baddie that has been caught up. The baddies are fighting, bro. I don't know the full details of this, but the baddies are fighting. The baddies seem to be fighting.
I couldn't keep up with the.
The baddie ecosystem seems to be in upheaval right now, but I know that it has culminated in Natalie Mandu, otherwise known as Enchantress, being, she's in court right now. I think she was arrested. I don't think now is a good time to say that. You could have just let me share the full story, because I don't think now is a good time. I mean, I know she's there, but you didn't see me throw you under the bus. I could have started this story by saying, yo, but I didn't do that. So for you to claim is crazy.
Man said, Your Honor.
Point.
Man said, take me in.
By yourself. That's crazy. That is
That's
crazy.
wild.
That's wild. But shout out to
No,
you
no,
for
no,
loyalty,
no,
though.
no.
Shout out
But
to you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you.
let me
Shout out
drag
to
you under this bus too,
No, no, no,
right?
no, no, no,
Yeah,
no,
don't
no,
no
no,
me.
no, 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 no. Let me no, no. Let me finish this. Let me finish my new story. Let me finish my new story. Then you can drag me. Let me focus on the facts of the story. So so to the facts of the story. Turns out the story that is going around is that Natalie Mandu, she fired her maid. After that maid was fired, the maid then called some of Natalie's friends and former friends and made allegations that Natalie had gone to a witch doctor and they had their names written down. And I think there's a video swirling around of names in a red
Yeah, like
napkin
Chibanga
or
type
whatever it is,
Adam.
shibanga
Yeah,
type in
yeah.
green. So, you know, it's aside from who is involved, when women fight, bro, it gets very ugly very fast.
Yeah, it gets
Especially
catty.
for
Ooh.
people that swear on their lives, Kuti, oh, this is the godmother to my kids, or Ngrini. These relationships, when they combust in a way that there's no coming back. You see, when men fight, and I don't even want to make it a men versus women
Woman
thing,
thing.
but I'm just speaking from personal experience of when men fight, it's either it's I want this and we move on, or it's
And then
ndezvako
and then if
and
it actually gets to that, it's a ngatsangane pakat, and that's that.
you know and so when those relationships die, they are dead forever. But there's no hapana vamwe macasualties
Yeah,
anobananidzwa
but
because
it's a
unoona this
collateral, bro. Fuck.
like like
Collateral
people
damage is mad.
unenge utori padheni pako and you hear zita rakonzi even Ningi akatombozvitaura kuti unoroya iwe. It's like, yo
I do.
yo
Hey, but you know what's
that's
mad? Okay, look.
that's
In like I said, when I said with Natalie in the home girl wangu, and Natalie
mm-mm,
do
mm-mm, mm-mm,
me
mm-mm.
that
The time for
yeah.
disclaimers is when you said actually explain when you said Natalie in the home girl what do you mean about that?
Okay, in our general lexicon growing up, when we say home girl, we mean kuti munhu wokumaraini. That's an objective truth. Munhu
Yeah, no,
wokumaraini.
atikuramba but
So it's a girl from my
how
home area.
how
That's my
tight are you
home
guys?
girl.
How tight were you guys?
I mean, growing up back in the day,
I don't like how you're trying to distance. I don't like how you're trying to
no, I'm
create
stating
distance here.
objective truths.
Back in the day, zviri kuitika izvizvi
Oh, yo, dog. Hey, yeah, hey, let me tell you something. I'm talking about objective truth. Even you, by your own admission, with your recounting of the story, one, how could I possibly have maintained the? This is not me kumcheta and that. By the way, that's not what it is. I'm just recounting the facts on the ground, which are, by your own admission, yo, I knew to face into is here from somewhere. Now ask yourself, if it wasn't someone who I last had an interaction with, Shegudaro, Kudara, why would they have a hard time placing my face? Come on, that's just objective truths. And yeah,
I'm
home girl. Andakudza ndi-home girl.
Yeah, okay.
In fact, after all of this, I'd still like to have her on the podcast. So I was looking forward to that.
No, there's absolutely no reason to not have her on the because
I'm still looking forward to that episode, because
No,
even
listen,
in that
man.
call, she did say, and hey, I got you see me scouting. I've always had an eye for talent.
Yeah.
You were there. You bore witness. I got you know what? Once upon a time, I didn't. You know when the penny clicked, dropped in my head. Yo, I might be a baddie. It's because Menashe was like, "Yo, nigga, look the fuck in. You bad."
You're bad. No. So for me, I think the thing that bothers me the most about these kind of stories is how lightly people are having some of these conversations. Unozwa kuti isusu tichikura taiti kana munhu akanzi anoroya isusu, that was it.
Done. It's all
That
right.
was it. If a rumor came out kunzi apa panoita
kana mango yebadheni penyu kana mango dzepamba penyu dzinogona kurembera over the juro pafence kudaiwo dziri yellow dzakatsvuka dziri piriviri
don't touch.
Not
kutochinja road chaiko kunzi uku mas we are going. I don't like these Instagram allegations where you guys are throwing around the word yekuti uyu anoroya. I feel like vanhu vekuchipinge chaivo vakakunzwai,
the chimani niggas
vachimani vakakunzwai, timu rajonzo rikakunzwa, they are not
going so. What is
they are
this?
not like it's such an
Kana Dumbledore would be so offended.
Bruh, no. So that like I don't. It almost feels like people have gotten to the point where they want to graduate. You remember like the dirty word prior to it was but because of how desensitized we are to that word, right? People have wanted to graduate and escalate now because they know what immediately it does in the psyche of people.
Because Hurib Fambi doesn't have the gravitas it used to have. They're like,
because remember, no, that's slut shaming.
Sex work is real work.
That's slut shaming. Saka sorry. First statement would I want to apologize.
I didn't mean to say Urupa touchline.
Hey, I want to apologize to the touchline community. And all their customers. Issue out a press
and all their customers
and clientele.
It's a legitimate industry.
It's a legitimate industry. I need to educate myself about.
I'm going to do the work. I'm going to do the required work. And become a better person on the other end of this. Mad.
But
that was an interesting one. And speaking of,
very curious to see how something like that would end. Yeah,
especially if it's become like a legal case. Like, what is the judicial precedent? Like, so what does that look? How do you prosecute such an? I didn't even know that you could take someone to court on the basis of Androya and like, are they going to bring Tigam Tanda as an expert witness on the stand?
So let me
Saka in our practice, if you see the name, that means in many normal circumstances, the intent was there.
There was actually, let me see if I can find the criminal codification. Because I did see something to do with, witchcraft, what I can't.
Yeah, because I did see like some sort of statute, law, and that I found that very interesting, which is why I'm so curious as to. I mean, we're gonna very well versed with this field of things. Kandizo, you being a man of law, and this I
think man of law makuto stretch. Makuto stretch. Makuto. But you were about to say, keen to hear your take on this. What were you going to say?
Yeah, but like, how how does one even approach the judicial process? Kuti, Your Honor, the defendant, even Ganama prosecutors, like, how are they approaching that? On what basis? What kind of evidence can you put forward, and how can you test the weight or the validity or credibility of said evidence? That's crazy.
So according to H Metro, Natalie Mandui has been released unconditionally after appearing at the Mbare Magistrate Court, where she was facing charges of engaging in practices commonly associated with witchcraft. I guess this is 20 minutes ago. I guess because it's a developing story, like still hasn't. I don't know whether does that mean Kuti it's been dismissed? Does that mean Kuti it's developing? Because ndo pamachinetsa kuti like what exactly would be the who is the victim? Who is what is being alleged to have
What is
happened?
the evidence?
What is
the evidence?
Which is what my problem was with this whole shit. Kuti at this point do kana ushamwari hwenyu hwapera handi I don't think regardless of kwapera patorwa namukomana kana kuti mazodei kana kuti mazotukana kana kuti makavharana mari kana kuti mazoita sei. I think we really need to create a baseline of let's not go there. In respect of our friendship, after 62 episodes of this podcast and several other endeavors,
that's crazy.
I think especially if it is true, as we have tried to associate now in usually
that would be very telling on your part as
do you get what I mean? Do you get what I mean? Especially if it's true, I don't have a reason to share that information because till death ndozwa kuti inini nditori ne-antivirus yeuroi hwako. Do you get what I mean? Because if I happen to know kuti I'm one of the people that's always in perpetuity going to be safe.
Dine VPN.
But if I then spew that to the world, ndavisaka immunity, everything is fair game. Because actually, that's the point that I've been trying to game. Hatichaatye here vanhu vacho vanonzi vanoroya. Because kana ukaenda court uchindichi ndinoroya. What are you trying to do?
You know what I mean? Because I mean,
what are you trying to do?
Bro, you know the maddest thing, you've actually brought up such a very interesting point because
that's the thing that I think that's the thing that I was
someone and full blown evidence that this one gonna and unless you dabble in une defense mechanism, une the prerequisite tai chi.
Exactly. That's the point that I was trying to make. Back in the day, paita ronyadze uroi dzekuita sese. Taito kwata because it's not a thing that even pama jokes mamsingatauri. Saka chiri kukupa zvekutaura pa Instagram, bro, zvakandwa pa Zimceleb. Chiri kuita kuti udaro chi. Firstly, on the basis of friendship.
In fact, I know your secrets as much as you know my secrets. Saga, exactly. For you to feel emboldened to cast such
aspersions.
Like, bitch, this is how I know this one. Munanoroya chachaega. Munanoroya chachaega. Zvaunonyatso zvakaona. Zvotoamboti mwana naye living room ari nzungu and you're like.
Also inini hangu maybe
like I wouldn't fuck with that person, like, you know.
No, I wouldn't.
Hey, bro, also, why would I fuck with the nigga when ndakaona achibika many before my eyes?
Like,
and then mangano makusento buda newspapers
I'm accusing.
You think I'm gonna come and say?
But inini hangu, and I might sound like inini and not defend my Baddie, and that's true. I always defend my Baddie. But
Some Ahmed Musa.
But guys, I'm not going to believe you accusing bed rine BBL kuti rinoroya. Because in equal measure, this person believes in science. this, this as a matter of fact, take me in court. Take me in court, bro. So I can put forward this incredible defense. Could your honor defense and Natalie tenda ukazvako varatidze scene iri. Yoona muri kuti munhu ush. Who believes
she could have conjured it, you know?
Who believes in science? Who spent thousands of dollars?
This is clearly someone who believes.
This is not Zumbani, ladies and gentlemen. This is proper
Moringa.
This is Turkey's finest.
Bibi every concoction Moringa ne Zumbani. Sprinkled with a little sprinkle of Jadrova, just concoction.
That
that
person ndio amuri kuti ari kubaya mani.
Clearly they believe in the scientific method.
That's a contradiction there. Could have spent less money and conjured this 7 days kuchipingo.
Aibika anora manjuzu items ake aipinda mdziva obuda ari maima zvimbakupa, and that's that.
Take me in if they need further defense.
Put me in the council.
Let's put the OJ defense team. Let's bring back the dream team.
Bring back the dream team. You need to be stopped.
No, we need. Let's wrap this up. Tichiri, right? Let's.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if we touched on this in the last episode or the episode cut off before we go to the Orlinda Titan part, but it's been getting messy, bro. It got messy after Zimfest. I mean, everybody at this point is well aware, but Orlinda and her ex-husband got into a back and forth over the past week after people, kept commenting on Titan's, TikTok saying, "Oh, cool, what's happening where?" And he had some, very, very sassy things to say. It got ugly, man. It got ugly. Screenshots were brought out, allegations of failure to pay for child support, allegations of incredible amounts of debt, allegations of it was just, another, season of the drama that we've come to know. I don't think there's any addition and subtraction here, just bringing it up for the sake of, the record, for record keeping. For record keeping, basically. And yeah, it's, I don't know. Do you have any additions?
I honestly, you see with that one there, best course of action is ngonyara.
Yeah.
Especially if you're on the receiving end of things. Just
But I mean,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's
a lot.
Active.
It's active.
May that kind of vim and vigor never find me.
May I not know it ever.
Oh, I don't want to experience that. But which is crazy, because it's a very interesting one, because again, I'm very familiar with both parties, and yeah, I'm just like, guys.
Do you know the crazy thing about this situation? It's always could never be me. Like when things are good, you can never see yourself being on the end of, the receiving end of that vim. Because at some point we're talking about, sikirira baby. handisi mukoko
Ambakatsva.
tsikirira. Huh?
Huh?
Who's that? Let's see. But ladies and gentlemen, our top 5 this week.
Ah!
Our our top 5 this week.
Oh no, but hey, but before we get into that, what?
Yeah, before we get into that,
We had the saga of 2 ladies, I believe, who drowned kumadziva amidst a manjuzu ritual or something of that sort.
I had.
Apparently, mudzimi inofarira mabiscuits nemasweets. Apparently.
Midzimema. These are definitely my 2K. Mudzimi akadereva kuHighlands Park.
What in the 90s?
Biscuits nemasweets.
Yakati ndoda machowns. Yakati no.
Definitely Mudzimi akafa 2007 because you're like in the shortage. Ndozvinhu zvaishota izvo. Cravings.
Ndine cravings.
Mudzimi iri kuzi havana macravings because what in the RNL is happening here? What in the RNL?
Not the mudzimu saying mabiscuits haana kana creamer.
They said what in the $1 for 2 is happening here?
Once mandudzira Marie biscuits. You know how dry Marie biscuits were? Like, no. Ndoda my lemon creams.
And because of that, Takanofa, you're joining us. Mudzimu turned into a recruitment agent.
Tine vacancies, but
We opened a shift in Fanam.
Imagine. Now, when the Donny gave a breakdown of their offerings, and he said, "Zviwit cinema biscuits," I was like, "Yo."
I can see what would piss them off. I can see that. I can see that. That tracks. I can see that.
Apana kana sobo. Apana kana oros. Not even mazoe.
Alright, urati dzipa iwo. Takatofa kudhara.
Unodzidzisa Marie is not tea. Someone relax.
What is going on?
And our good bro Ola was on site on the scene. 17 souls who sadly left us on Menace Road. Hey, I'm keen to hear your thoughts on our counterparts, our contemporary, our fellow podcaster.
There's someone who said something that I thought was very simple and very profound. This person said, I think it's time Ola retired the name DJ Ola 7 and just went with his full name, Owen Madondo.
As a correspondent.
As in everything that he does. Because I think a lot of people are still stuck on what it means to say DJ Ola 7. You know, it was his persona for a long time on radio. He was the presenter. But I think because of how varied what he does now, he's not just a podcaster, he's a broadcaster, he's an on-site correspondent. So he's a broadcaster in every sense of the word. And I think it matches the level at which he's operating on to say Owen Madondo, you know, because he is oftentimes the first on the scene. And to say, the person reporting is DJ Ola 7 and then share news of people's untimely passing, there is a disconnect there. I think it for purely branding purposes, because some of the criticism is coming purely because people are saying it's DJ Ola 7, But I
Yeah.
think
Okay.
a lot
The
of it
moniker
goes,
doesn't bode well with the
yeah,
context that
it's
he's making.
limiting. The moniker is limiting to what he does now. He's an employer. He owns a podcast network. There's several other podcasts. I think Owen Madondo, is a name that people would be, and I think it would also even, hold him in a different stead where people will be like, okay, let's hear what Owen has to say. But I find that people are just, regardless of whether there's merit or not, people are just so ready to dismiss whatever has happened or whatever he has to say because Ruku Vakuna DJ Ola 7,
DJ.
So
Yeah, because it aligns him more with the whole tabloidy kind of style of things, which by definition is his kind of style of things. But like you
I mean, if
rightfully
you
said, it comes with negative connotations. Yeah.
if you're on site and you're about to share the news that 17 people have died, you can't start with Mangwana Naka Naka Muri Zimbabwe.
Boom.
Mangwana Naka Naka.
Yeah, I don't know what this Mangwanani is, but it's not Akanaka.
So I think even in his pivoting back to that name would maybe force him to rethink certain things and to operate even on a different level because you're going by your name, So
Yep. Oh, that's true.
yeah, that's honestly, I mean, top five. What we got, Baba? What we got? Top
Apparently,
five.
our top five this week brought to you by Changa Miri Coffee.
Pim, 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 pim. Big clap, clap, clap.
Sponsor them.
Um,
And it's supernatural black
top
activity.
Yes, top five supernatural / witchcraft activity. In Zimbabwe, top
Otherworldly
five
guns.
otherworldly ones. I mean, we have to, number one, we have to throw out the low hanging fruit, Peggy.
We gotta give it to them.
Gotta
Because
give it to
every
Peggy.
city has a Peggy story.
Every
Oh my days. There's this this randomly came on my For You page on TikTok of this Donny who is on a mountain. Basically, he starts the story by saying, I drive a magonyet. He starts the story by saying, inini kudeport vanhu vaindiziya nembiri yebonde.
that's crazy.
He was like, I was known as the guy who be running through them things. Like, even chero kana bosong pandaidzoka kudepo vaitogara vachiti saka on your journeys tipe kama interesting
Right.
nangirikini ako.
Sanga
Bro,
sangana
and then he goes on to relate the story about one time Zapaka Gonyet is on a long haul. What this lady comes to him, Gemens Duke items, chi. And she's like, him Zakatota, but Iangas no tota. Weird encounter. And then she comes, she's like, and when Conway was she's I think it was Koseke, I don't know. She's trying to go somewhere fucking cool. And she jumps in the whip. She's like, abasna mabazi. And then basically the tale ends up with her saying, "Nduchaka pekurar," type shit. And the nigga was like, cool, mogono rara nguchi kuka big thing kangwa
Seru,
kakatora topsy turbies. What anzitapinda takura topsy turbies. Atanga unduguma guma gumbo. And him being the gallus, self-proclaimed gallus that he is. He's like, I know a sign when I see a sign. I'm finna mac on that. Home goes in the back there, give me shelter. He hops in the back. They play footsies. Footsies lead to before you realize they jab.
Yeah.
But then he goes on to say, "Aye, but this jab was a bit mad." Cause he's like, you see me, I got it like that. I gets it in. But on this beat, I couldn't even feel the
Right.
items, And he's like, man, went in, done, Jongwe style, what. And then at the end of it, as she's about to dip, she's about to leave, she's like, yo, you owe me 50 nug. You owe me $50. And homeboy's like, nah. We didn't have a prior discussion on this. She's like, no.
Standard
You beat,
rate.
bro. You owe me. And now I'm back, because obviously my man is seasoned. He's like, ain't no rate. You got that 50. Get out of here.
50 yakwaseke. Hakuna zvada.
No. And then she pressures my man. And then I think in pressuring my man, she hits him with a few hints and subliminals. Hey, big dog, you don't want the smoke.
Right.
You better give me my 15 nug or it's a wrap. And then he goes, hey, I had the peas, but I just couldn't see myself parting ways with 15 nug for a beat. That
as a matter of principle.
For a bog standard dead ass beat, nah.
Right.
Can never be me. He's like, anyway, I go to my stash, I pull up a tenner, hit her with the tenner. I'm like, yo, this is all I got. But he's like, I could tell she's supernatural because from the way she was moving, she could tell that, nigga, I ain't using these eyes. I'm on a spiritual thing, big man. Yeah. I know you, which is so interesting, because why the fuck does a ghost need?
Why do you need 50 to begin with?
Why do you need any money to start? And then anyway, he manages to haggle it, blah, blah, blah. She's like, all right, cool. I'll take this 10, but I promise you're going to give me the rest of my sheets. Because you see me, yeah, I ain't no regular thing. It's like, right. Anyway, I hop out the gonyet, I open the door, I let her out. And it's like, by the time I even go to close the door, home goes disappeared. Gone. And he's like, I feel this cold chabuti hit me. And then he comes back, Kukamba, and he's now explaining to the guys, like, I made love to a ghost thing.
And like, lived to tell the tale.
So
like, nothing happened to him.
No. So now he goes on. He goes on to say, because she tested my chi and had me questioning my thing. I had to, when I hit the next town, I had to get 2 things. Because apparently panic a bank bed type setup, and whatnot. Which again, I'm thinking, if you had the bunk bed set up when this lady said you could have taken the top bunk and whatnot. Anyway, it's like I had to hit them both in rotation just to feel like, do I still got it?
TikTok monetization yakatipari.
And I got the content. Hey, content is killing my people.
TikTok monetization.
Hey, but that's a fresh one, and there's a slew of comments on it. Yeah, that's a Peggy thing, dog. So it seems Peggy is still running amok, bro. She's still.
Peggy is a multi-generation.
Multi-generation.
Multi-generation. I think in that same vein, this is not necessarily witchcrafty, but that whole story yekuti there were my UFOs per Oreo or in the
Oh, back in
Chisipiti
the
area
90s.
back in the
In the
90s, the
90s.
aliens
That's a
landed
mad
in
thing. Hey,
Zen.
that's a topper. That's a good one. Very good submission,
I
I
think,
must say.
I think that one because I've personally never met anyone who I've met people that have wanted to do stories on this, but I've never met anyone who has shared convincingly kuti they know firsthand or they know of somebody firsthand who experienced this. And
We need to track those subjects, the subjects of that interview, of that documentary. We need to find out where they are now, who they are, what they're doing,
because I
and
often wonder, kuti, was it a trip to Zimbabwe or vakarasika Zimbabwe and they landed, they're like,
nah, this ain't that.
nah.
Lawe. Unozva zvimaninga zvemupower rangers
You're like, nah. Nah.
That's, you know what, that's a very interesting one because I've never really seen coverage that's domestic on that issue. It seems like all the Nagarkini that were on it, it seemed like
No,
they were
it's very much a
international.
takaguta story. Story notaura nevanhu
Handike.
vakaguta. People were like,
And
this
vanhu
is not
vane
a,
nzara, they're
this
not
is
looking for
this is
UFOs.
people were like, this is not a bread and butter issue.
This,
Bo,
yeah.
kana maona, bo, sharp.
Vakanerusero, cool
I,
story, bro.
I swear that
Yup.
story exists in the same frame as Peggy, and people are just like, this makes for a good bedtime story.
Muchikanga
Let's scare the
mandire,
kids.
you know, around the
People
fire,
want to sleep. That's cool.
Yeah, cool.
You know.
Chiram titiniro type shit. Okay, with this is my submission. It's not necessarily a story, but I think it's a myth around. Do you remember there was a period where people used to say if you go to Chinoi caves, wakakanda dombo in the Chirorodziva Adams, rinodzoka richikutema back.
Yeah.
Like that was a common thing during
It was.
my primary
Niggas.
school trips. And then they even said to Jonin there were these divers who went to actually get. I mean, they sent my expeditions to investigate the actual depth of the sleeping pool, and the man never came back.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's another one. That's my number two.
Pane vanhu vakaitira weti munhingirikini muchinhekezi hakusisina zvisezvo.
I know so.
Unotosangana nemabhodheri ekasolaga kuti uona kuti niggas don't have respect, bro. Niggas don't have respect. Crazy. What's another one? I think in the same frame yana Peggy pane painzi pa 11 months here. Pa 11 months, pa 8 months, pa 9 months.
9 months, I believe.
Hey, kuningirikini. Hey, I tried to think kuti, hey, we were such a superstitious generation, bro.
Big time.
We were raised on superstitions. Because I remember my days kuchitunguza pane kambuya kainzi kari kufamba kachikumbira mvura.
Okay, my daughter.
Kemadota pane kambuya musanokere. But the greatest, do you remember the greatest myth, superstition? You remember superstition nekumwa mafrizite red?
That was going to be my number 4 because I was taking Mbuya and my daughter as number 3, and then my submission for number 4 was mafrizita nezviropa red.
Mafrizita nezviropa. Ndabadanidza 2. Pane mafrizita ezviropa. Kozoti yekuti anzi ukapfeka ndiwe yered kuchinaya. Unorohwa nemheni.
Yeah. That was a hard one.
Do you know how zesty that man has to be looking good? That's that LGBTQ lightning. What the?
Yeah, I do. Ooh. You could do. Ooh. Yeah. Did somebody call me? Yeah.
Yes, King. Because why are you looking for little boys wearing red underwear? What in? Yeah, what in the yeah, but we've had 5. Peggy, 9 months, Kambuya ke Madota,
Freeze it
Freeze.
red for
But I'm
the
pretty
fifth
certain we're
entry.
missing a big one. I'm pretty certain
No, no, we're not gonna count Mbuya with
yeah.
Dizzy. That's too low.
Nah, no. That's an
No,
entrepreneur. That's an entrepreneur.
that's a business. That's a capitalist. That's a
That's
businesswoman.
that's a Forbes 30 under 30
Yeah.
woman. That's 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 a Forbes 30 under 30. That's a straight jet. That's not superstition. Rotina Mavunga, come on. No. That's an entrepreneur. Straight
Cortina. All
businesswoman.
right, cool.
Straight businesswoman.
Wait, I'm sure I've got one.
Tigam Tanda, bro. Tigam Tanda, bro.
Like you remember I was about to say
bro.
the Tigam Tanda niggas,
Tigam
right?
Tanda, bro.
So I was gonna so you see when we were talking about the case, you end up
Oh.
court, yeah, Natalie, right? This is what I was saying. Are they going to bring Tigam Tanda as an expert witness? I
Bro.
me.
Do you know?
But no,
do you know
Tigam
even-
Tanda vagazo daiwa, bro. Hey, I
After-
that Tigam Tanda.
but
About on a flimsy one.
no, but we're not even kuti Tigam Tanda was one guy, and it ended up being a brand. Where
is that how
Yeah.
it started? It used to be. I thought it's a title that people are given.
The OG guy who went viral early Chagadaros was one guy who was a menace, was going and Tigam Tanda was going around, and then over time, because of the legend, people started adopting, and it almost became like a title of a guy who ends up. But it was, as far as I know, it was one guy who was Panganga dzese dzainzi dzinowana manhingirikini.
He outngangered everybody.
He was going. So like, I don't know, Tigam Tanda izvo, so ari kushurugwe.
If you want to catch his services, you might wanna. About to get a phone. Kongsina WhatsApp. Kongsina Telegram group in Nganga.
You
had to meet him in person.
You know. So yeah, that was crazy. I think that would be my final submission. That guy, Tigam Tanda was he was a menace because some of the things that you would find, that nigga broke up families. Basically, Tigam Tanda was Tinashe Mugabe DNA man, because wherever he would, bro, wherever Tinashe Mugabe goes, those families are never the same. Those families, nothing's ever the same after Masim Ziranash dinner. Tigam Tanda would come and say, and
over to who? Amai wangu. You be like, mom's vako dog.
There's no therapy service as part of this package. As soon as I'm on to the next house. But how do we round it? But yeah, man, I'll clip this part out. Bro, prayers up for the baddies in jail. Prayers up for the baddies that are, accused of Ningrigini. It would be great to get her side of the story.
The trials and tribulations.
Thoughts and prayers, Chi. But
that's
hey,
my
shout
home
out to
girl, man. That's our home girl. That's our friend.
Huh?
Innit?
Huh?
That's our friend,
huh?
isn't it? Kandoro.
Huh?
Kandoro. That's our friend, isn't it? Yo,
Kamera
Kandoro, hey, mkudze, yo,
ndikukunzwa. Kamera kuyadziva. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Black and Forth. We'll catch you on the next one.